Hey guys, it's Kat. So I've been gone for a long time. Not really gone, but you haven't seen me. And I moved, so I thought I would show you my backyard. We have this canopy up here because our yard has no shade. So that helps a lot. Gives us a place to sit and eat or just hang out. I have little strings of light up here. It's been a really weird summer trying to get things like, I wanted to get a glass tabletop, which I did get one, and I paid way too much for it, and now it's just over there, just because it didn't allow for the chairs to like really get up under there, so the table wouldn't be over your lap whenever you ate. So I ended up just getting this one from Home Depot. It's like a folding card table, but I actually like it, and it goes well with the white in here and the white canopy. So I thought I would show you some of the cool stuff that I inherited in this yard. I don't know the names of anything, but I'll just show you how pretty everything is. But this little flower here, there's so much stuff. This stuff has grown so much since I've been here. Closed on the house on May 8th. And so I still haven't done everything like yard work wise that I would like, but I have cleaned out a lot of weeds and things like that. But this bush has already flowered once this year, and it was really pretty, and it attracted a lot of butterflies, which was cool. And now these pod-like things are growing, and they don't ever bloom. They just turn black, and then they sound like this. You can't hear that one, and I don't know if it's because they're wet, but they make shaky noise. So the funny thing is, I opened one up and they're just full of seeds. This one's opening, but it's empty now. I'm not doing very good at getting in frame here. We had a bunch of extra stuff left on the side of the house as far as like yard cleanup stuff. A lot of tall grasses and like ferns and stuff. And so whenever I went to clean it up, some of these were under there, and they made like a rattling sound, which there are no rattlesnakes where I live, but it still kind of freaked me out. But this bush itself, I think, is just really pretty, and it really just like exploded and got really big. There's this stuff now. I'm not sure if I need to trim this because I thought that it was part of this climbing stuff, that some of it has, the bugs have been terrible, like the beetles have really eaten this up. This, that is like just going everywhere, so it has like these it has these purplish pink. This is almost like a wild thing because it has been throughout here, and I actually got rid of quite a bit of it just to make some space, but it looks like green beans. Is that weird? That's not a green bean, right? Am I crazy? Because I know it's not a green bean, but it really looks like green beans. So, because I feel like this is the same thing as that right there, and it's just blooming, but I don't remember. You can tell that these look like flower starts, but these look like green beans, so I don't know. This is a moonflower. These petals are so soft. And they have like the most fragrant flowers that open at night. This one also has been getting just really eaten by bugs, or by those beetles. I haven't really tried any home remedies for that yet, but I love these. They're so soft. And actually this one hasn't bloomed, but we have one in the back, in the yard that did bloom, and I got to smell it. I'm not for sure what this thing is, but it's just kind of cool. It really rained last night also. So, I did really like clean out these beds and laid some mulch, but there's already a ton of weeds growing back, which is fine. I actually enjoy pulling weeds. I've realized it's kind of relaxing. But there's so many like cool things in here that whenever you're pulling weeds, you just get to see all the cool stuff under here. So yeah, this is right off of my patio. And then of course you've been hearing the pond the whole time. So it has this same bush over here. And so this was stagnant and full of water. The prior homeowners, I've actually kept in touch with her online. She's very nice, but she hadn't had a chance to get this started yet for the summer. So I got it all drained and got it going, and then it like totally turned green. So I dumped it again. And I got some goldfish. They're not gonna come up, but I can zoom you in. Oops, sorry. And I put some gravel down there so that I could see a little bit better, because it's so dark that I couldn't really see the fish very well. And then I also got a gravel vacuum cleaner so that I can clean it up, and some drops for it if the algae starts to come back. So I have a maintenance plan for it at least. We put this little water feature in here. There's just a pump there, and then the water comes out. This all has grown so much because you could really see the fountain part before, but that's just a little angel that I got whenever my grandmother passed away, so I just have that there. But it's so relaxing. We love sitting out here. It's 9 a.m. and we just had breakfast out here. So a friend of mine gave me some of these plants because this does get in direct sunlight for the majority of the day, which is probably why it got so much algae to begin with. And these plants were here whenever I moved in. So it's considered a water garden. I think that this thing is really cool. I like the red in the middle, and it's also getting eaten. And then it's so dark back here, and in our front yard, even at night, like we live on a cul-de-sac, and we're right on the edge of town. So there's not a street light near our house. There's one at the end of the cul-de-sac, but you just can't see it at our house. So I put up some landscaping solar lights. This thing is so cool. It's some sort of succulent, and it's really hardy. And I don't know if these are going to bloom into flowers, but it's so cool. It has grown so much since I've been here. It was just a little tiny thing. So I really love that. Let's go this way. So here are some gorgeous freaking lilies. I love lilies. They're one of my favorite flowers. And these are like some late bloomers. They just bloomed in the past couple of days. And they're so pretty. I love the dark, deep like maroon into the yellow center. They're so pretty. And then here's another, I don't know if this is considered a succulent. It is so soft. You can see where I'm touching it from the water. It's a furry looking thing. This is already bloomed and gone, but it was like little upside down bells. They were red. I think they were like some sort of dragon flowers or something like that. They were also here and at the end there. And they didn't last a long time, but they were really pretty. And so the lady prior she had planted so many things, and like we have just had so many things come and go already. Like as soon as one plant or flower dies off, it seems like a new one comes. So it's really exciting. This, you guys will know what this is, but I can't remember the name of it. But they come in like these really big bulbs, like they're balls. And then I guess what I've been told is that ants have to eat the wax off of them for them to bloom. They bloom really big and pretty, but they don't last very long. And now the plant itself is starting to look kind of shabby, but it was really pretty. There's some of these that I'm so afraid to pull too much stuff. Like obviously I can tell that that's a weed, but some things like I don't know if it's gonna bloom and be a flower, and I can tell that this is obviously not just regular grass, so even if it doesn't bloom, it's still pretty. There's still a few little purple ones hanging on here. These have just started to bloom. I don't know what they're called, but they're really pretty. And they're just these like tall, cone-shaped looking things. And they have little like hair-looking pieces to them. My phone is not going to be the best, but they're really cool. Let me see if they smell. I can't smell anything. But even all the way up, it just has like these feathery hair-looking things. So that's cool. These daisies have been super hardy. You can see where a lot of them have died, but just little patches of them are still remaining. And daisies are also one of my favorite flowers. I love Gerber daisies. And then just this like ground covering has had little tiny flowers. This is starting to dry out too. So yeah, I'm hoping that I didn't get rid of something here. I don't think that I did, but I did try to like really clean this stuff up because it had gotten crazy and it needed the prior year stuff pulled away. So that's kind of it. Well, there's this last guy hanging on the end here. We have a little fire pit there. We were going to rebuild this, but then our canopy's right here. So we decided we might not use the fire pit, at least not right there. So this flower has been really pretty, but you can tell the leaves have gotten eaten on that too. It's so frustrating. I don't want to put any chemicals out here because of Liam and because, you know, it's not necessarily good for the environment, but so yeah, there's just kind of a U shape of things here, which is really cool. So now back here, I did just recently clean a lot of this up. Obviously some more lilies, and these are the first to pop up, these orange ones. This bush has really thinned itself out. But there was some of those. You can see one still hanging on out there. And this was really, really thick with like under ground covering, like viney stuff, which is okay. But I don't want like big mosquito traps either. Or mosquito breeding grounds, I guess I should say. So this is the moonflower that bloomed. And the bloom is gone. And there was just one. Oh, that's so cool. Look at how this is like a spiky thing in there. I don't exactly know why. If that's gonna create a flower or what that is. The flower was very, very delicate looking. It opened up flat, like way open. Oh my gosh, there's a frog, you guys. Can you see him? There are a ton of frogs here. Hi, buddy. This is actually the cool one, or one of the cool ones that I got a picture of. Can you see along the sides of him here? He has really bright gold stripes. And it's actually really pretty in person. Hey dude, what's going on? And then his, gosh, there's a thing right in the way and I know he's gonna jump and scare me. but the dots on his back are then outlined bright green around the dots, and then super gold stripes. These things are just crazy around here. They like have parties every night in our pond, and it was full of tadpoles whenever I did move here, and they just lay eggs like crazy in our pond. So whenever I did the water change, I saved some of the bigger tadpoles, just because there's hundreds and hundreds of them in there. And so we do have at least one tadpole that is at that stage where he still has the tail, but he's starting to get back legs, so it's kind of cool too. But anyway, this flower, it like opened up almost flat, and it was white, and it had like tips, like just like 4 tips, and then it would close during the day and be almost just like papery. It didn't look very sturdy, I guess, but the smell of it was really nice and very strong. I'm gonna leave him alone. Bye, guy. So that little spiky thing that I showed you, I guess I do know that it doesn't turn into a flower, because whenever I cleaned up, there were spiky hard balls from the prior year. So stuff that I wouldn't want Liam to get into. There's one of those darn beetles. Why are you such a jerk? Why do you gotta tear everything up? Get off there. That did not help anything, did it? I don't know what this is. This is something new. And some of these things could just be weeds. I don't know. But this is super sturdy looking. And yeah, I just thinned this stuff out the other day. And it's like once I thin it out, the weeds, like whatever was under there, seems to really flourish. So here is a lily bush that's pretty much done. These might still open. So there's like 2, looks like they might still be good. We have a fairly decent sized yard, and I love it here. It's so relaxing. We moved from a apartment duplex where I had stayed for a year after I sold my other house. And so this is my backyard. And over there, like 3 houses down, is the backyard to my old house. Which is kind of funny. So I'm just a street behind my old house, but I love this neighborhood. There's deer, there's animals here, even though I'm in town, because we're right on the edge of town. And it's really close to Liam's school, although he's switching to a new school next year because he's going into 4th grade, but it's still near a school with a park. So these I haven't done anything with. They're just kind of like a little hedgerow. You can see some little daisies back there. They do have a compost. I don't know why this is open. Should not be open. Yeah, things just grow like crazy. I do need to clean up back here because I don't want things growing on the side of the shed and eventually eating away at the wood. So each little section of the yard takes you like a day to kind of get it cleaned up. But I don't really know anything about compost, so I haven't used this. I kind of want this out of the way though. So all of this has really been eaten. I mean, it's just a skeleton of a leaf. It's crazy. More of these, so freaking pretty. I love those. These are new, starting to open, and they are really pretty. I don't know what they are, but sorry, I haven't filmed in so long that I'm not even looking through the viewfinder to make sure I have things in view for you. I like how wet everything is right now. But these are taking a pretty big hit also. So I guess if you do have any pointers for me on how to get these beetles to stop, that's like a non-toxic or safe way. I feel like I need to pull all this because these are just weeds. I thought that this plant was really cool. I like the coloring of it, the white on the outside of the leaves. This is another of those things that start out with the big balls and then really bloomed and then didn't last a long time. I don't know if these are going to open again or not, but these are the really pretty ones that are happening right now. So yeah, I feel bad. This is how pretty much the whole yard was really had a lot of weeds, because my boyfriend, obviously doesn't want to just mow in an area that he doesn't know if it's flowers or not. So I will like hand clean all this out. I thought that this one was really cool too, and it just makes me sad that it looks like this, but it's having little flowers come up. I just love it. It's so cool. And it may be these, I don't know, looked like there was, I don't know what these little gnat things are. I mean, maybe it's not beetles eating it. I don't really see any beetles over here, but something's eating it. And maybe that's what it's for. Maybe that's the circle of life. And this is for ants. I kind of like that sound. So then we have this full hedge row here, and then our neighbor's house is over there. So we got a swing set made for Liam. It's like a super sturdy one that he can use as he gets older, and I need to dump that. I was trying to find a way for him to be able to play under here without it being grass, so I wanted to get some sort of flooring to put under here, and I was trying to look online. I couldn't really find anything that I liked, so then I thought, well, I could just use a tarp, and as you can see, it rained a lot, so I don't know what I want to do yet, but I didn't want him just sitting in grass under here and getting eaten by bugs, you know what I mean? So we put a little curtain here because it gets really sunny at a certain point in the day. So if he is playing down here, he can pull the curtain if he gets hot. Although he just likes pulling the curtain just to pull it. There's 2 swings here. And then this has some like rock steps. And we're actually getting these replaced. I did ask for wooden steps with a handrail. But whenever he brought these, and these are okay. But for Liam, he gets up and down him okay. He kind of scoots down on his butt, and he can't really take toys up there with him, which is what he wants to do. And he wants us up there all the time, and I can get up these, but like I don't think they're meant for full adult use all the time because they are plastic. So we're going to have those replaced with sorry, I'm getting itchy, with wooden stairs, and we're actually going to move them to that side so that they're not so close to this hedge too, because it gets a lot of mosquitoes. So those steps are going to go away, new steps are going to go there, and then this will be the back side. So it does provide a nice amount of privacy, and also like a fence, because Liam can't get out of the yard that way. So here, I don't know what this is, and I don't know if these are going to flower or they're just going to stay little clusters like that, but this is a hardy thing. It was very small. I cleaned out all of this and laid this mulch. We had to clean out our gutters because the water wasn't coming out, and there are a lot of ferns, which I took a lot of them out, but I'm fine with them coming back. I just needed to see what was really under here. And this is that thing that has the pink flowers, but then also looks like it has green beans. It's just kind of wild back here, and it was starting to get in our air conditioning unit, so I cleaned it all up, but I kind of knew that it might come back. And then this bush is doing so well. Ew, that's a spider. I don't like spiders, but I'm not gonna kill it. This had a lot of old, so you can see in here how it just turns like really brittle and dry, and those were all like really tall. So I cleaned them all up, cut them back, and then this bush just exploded. And it looks really, oh look, we have like a little grasshopper or a katydid, I'm not for sure what that is. Isn't this fun though? Like I just love having a little bit of nature. So there's that guy. And then of course some daisies poking out here. So I just love it. It just looks so cool. So this climbing stuff, it just has not really filled in like we thought it might. And she had said that she wasn't having some luck with it. So I'm not for sure what I'll do with this. I ended up leaving it because there was a nest here and it had 2 eggs in it. So I didn't want to mess with anything, but now the eggs are gone and they actually got kicked out of the nest. I don't know, one of them got kicked out and there was still one in, and there was one just hanging around the side, and you could kind of tell the difference between the two. Like maybe one of them wasn't going to hatch, and so the bird kicked it out. And then not long later they were both kicked out and the birds never came back. So now I could probably clean this up and not worry about disturbing a nest. So I'm considering taking this out completely, but I don't know yet. And I might wait till next summer to do something like that. So this is the side, and this was full of ferns and just weeds. And so I cleared out all that. And I don't know if these ferns are gonna be okay or not. Then there's this bush, and it actually needs trimmed again. You can tell that it got pretty tall before it was trimmed. Like there's a trim mark here, and that's a pretty thick, what am I trying to say, like branch at that point. Like, you know, normally you would trim when the branches are pretty small still, but whenever you let it grow too tall, you have to trim it when the branches are pretty thick. So yeah, I just laid some mulch here, cleaned it all up, just kind of so that we could see what we're dealing with. And then right here is where all of the extra yard waste, I don't want to say waste, but the yard scraps or whatever were right here, and that's where like that rattling noise had came from. So yeah, I got all that cleaned out and saved some of the ferns. Some of them aren't looking too good though. But the good thing about ferns is they seem very resilient and are bouncing back. Like this one is new. All these are new. This is our meter, and this tree was like really, so she did tell me that she purposefully let this tree grow to kind of just hide the meter. I don't really like to have a tree so close to the foundation of our house, although it's already there obviously and rooted, but this was like really tall and growing out, so I cut it, but you can tell that it's already growing back. We do have a big pine tree there, and just some more solar lighting. Just cleaned all this up. These bushes need trimmed again. And so once I got all this mulch, like it's just a never-ending battle to keep this stuff cleaned up, although I don't mind doing it. Once I got the mulch down, then I could see that some digging was happening. Those aren't so bad. But right in front of this window, it was a really big hole that then just went straight into the foundation. It didn't go anywhere, like underground per se, but it was like something was trying to get there, and so we determined that maybe it was a groundhog, but it hit foundation. And we had a log that was under that tree, and it was like an old, I don't know, it wasn't a birdhouse, but it was something that they had that was a log and it had holes in it, and something had dragged it from there to the yard. and then like from the yard to over there. And then whenever I saw the hole there, that log was here. And I'd asked my boyfriend, like, are you moving this log? And he said no. So whatever dug the hole also just kept moving this log around our yard, which was kind of funny. We got just a tree stump at the dump. There's a yard waste dump where we can take all of our stuff, which is really cool. So we put it in bags and bins and drop it off. And somebody had just cut up a tree, so we were like, well, let's take one of those and we can use it later. I don't know what this little guy is, but he's blooming. It's pretty. So this is a 2-part situation here. There's a rose bush growing, and I need to, well, now you know my house number, but you don't know where I live. This is neat. Oh, look, there's another little guy there. Can you see him? So anyway, the bush part had really pretty flowers whenever we moved in. I can't remember if they were pink or what color. And then this rose bush, I don't know that it blooms. I think she told me that it doesn't typically bloom. And so it kind of overpowers this other bush that's going on here. So I've pulled all these weeds once, but I didn't lay any weed barrier, and I know that that's the best thing to do, but I also didn't want to do that not knowing where flowers are going to pop up. So next year I may do some weed barrier and cut some holes where I know things are going to come up later, because you know you wouldn't want it to keep your flowers from growing. So yeah, there's that. Then there's these really cool grasses that are like zebra looking. And these have gotten really tall since we've moved here. And so they kind of give you a little bit of privacy. We don't actually sit here, and obviously the more these come out, the more I would need to pull these chairs back. But they give you a little bit of privacy there. This had some lilies here. And then this looks kind of similar to what's growing back by the pond. This is a tree I need to get rid of. So, yep, I'm gonna have to cut that. There were lilies here. There's actually some different herbs back here. I think there's mint. It does not smell. I just smelled a bee. I did get stung the other day on my toe, because I usually walk around without any shoes on. Oh yeah, that's like really scented. I think that's a mint leaf. Or maybe it's basil, I don't know. It smells good though. It smells very, very strong. There was some more stuff, but this has kind of thinned itself out. It looks like these could be like some tulips maybe or something. So yeah, that's my yard. This is like the scrap pile that they had left. If we were doing fires, of course, we could use some of the stuff. But these are some trees I need to get out of here. Some more mulch. The table that didn't work out. And so this is usually how we'll take it to the dump once we get enough, which is about time for us to take some stuff. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm doing well. I'm really enjoying my new house, and I love my yard. And it looks like the fish are on top, or maybe we can get a glance. So I hope you're all doing well, and that life is treating you good. I'll see you next time.